I mentioned in an earlier video that I'm one of the admins for Cherry Group's weight loss group. And in my last weight loss video, I talked about how important I think it is for you to find a diet and fitness routine that work for your lifestyle. For me, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so making 5 meals a day isn't as hard for me as it would be if I was working full-time. If I was working full-time, I would probably rely on protein shakes more as one of my meals or snacks during the day. But since I'm home most days, I don't drink a lot of protein shakes, except for when I first dislocated my jaw. I was living off of protein shakes. I was having 4 or 5 a day. It gets really disgusting after a while to eat the same thing over and over and over for every meal of your day. But luckily I'm able to chew more food now. I can eat ground beef and eggs and get back to the kind of diet I had before. And in another video, I'll definitely go through what I eat during the day, so you can see kind of how I meal plan. But today I really wanted to focus again on how important it is to find something that works for you, something that's maintainable for you. And by maintainable, I mean something that even once you hit your goal weight, you're going to be able to continue for the rest of your life or for the next few years or whatever. I have been at my goal weight for a little over a year now, and my diet really hasn't changed that much. The only thing that's changed is I do try to eat one more snack or have extra calories because I'm working out more and weightlifting more. But other than that, I'm eating the same things I was eating a year ago or over a year ago when I was still losing weight. And something about my diet that I think is really helpful is I have cheat meals I've already incorporated into my weekly plan. So once a week I meet my husband for lunch. That's one of my cheat meals. And on Saturday mornings we go out for coffee and donuts. Saturdays are my days that I do a long run anyway, so I'm not really sure it counts as a cheat meal because I'm running it off right then or I've run it off right before. But then there are days like today where I've been gone all day long. I feel like I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and I haven't stopped. I really can't stop. I don't have time to sit down today, and I won't have time to sit down for a few days, but on the other hand, I need to sit down today. I need to unwind for 15 minutes. I need coffee so bad, and I don't feel guilty about it. I know that the diet I have, I can maintain. I can get right back on track. I'm not worried about, how many burpees do I have to do to burn off this coffee? No, I don't care. My body is in a happy place. It wants to stay at this weight, so I could go on a weekend binge. And as long as I got back to this diet that I've been maintaining for a year, I'm not going to see weight gain. I'm not worried about it. But what works for me might not work for you. I know there are plenty of people out there who cannot get off track. There are plenty of people who, once they have one meal or one day where they're off track, it is a downhill slope from there. There are people, and I applaud them, who can keep a really strict diet every day, all year for years. I know people who have done a keto diet for 3 or longer, for 3 years or longer, and it works for them. It wouldn't work for me. I need my coffee, but it works for them. So don't think that just because your life doesn't look like mine, that nothing nothing that worked for me is going to work for you, but also don't assume that if your life does look like mine, everything that worked for me is going to work for you. It's just not going to work that way. A good place to start to find out what's going to work for you and your lifestyle is to track what you're already eating. Write down, for a week, what do you have for breakfast, for snacks, for lunch, for dinner. You don't really want to make a huge change from that. If Tuesdays are Taco Tuesdays in your house, keep Taco Tuesdays. Find healthier versions of tacos. If you have a chili night, I have some amazing low-calorie recipes for chili. They are really good, and you don't have to switch, completely switch over what you're eating. Something else I encourage everyone to do is to start cutting back on processed foods and sugars. For some people, they need to cut out sugars completely to get over the sugar addiction. Other people can just slowly work their way back and not have as much of a problem. I honestly tend to cut out sugar for about 3 days before I start eating sugar again. Once I start eating more sugar than I should, it's really hard for me to back off of it slowly. I need to really hit the reset button and start completely over. But cutting back on sugars and upping how much protein you're eating is a great place to start. It's a great place where a lot of different diets and fad diets kind of overlap. Hear a lot about low carb. I eat technically low carb, but I'm still getting 40% of my calories from carbs. It's not what someone who does keto would consider low carb. But I am eating so much less processed sugar than I was before, and a lot more protein. And it is a process. Once you make a new change, give it a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks before making another one. So hopefully this has given you some ideas on where to start if you're wanting to lose weight, and how to start finding something that's going to work for you every day, even when you're just maintaining.